On this episode of Studio 66, we have some fun with the Irish rock sounds of Larkin.
Toraloo, Toralay, bet you 50 to 1, it's always the same talk. The words of the Felon Boys, raise your glasses high.
Coming up now on Studio 66.
I had just gotten back from tour with a punk band. We were on the road for 6 months, and I was just sitting out on my porch in a very, we'll just say, unpleasant part of town. And this was one of the first songs I wrote for this band, and I was just sitting out there having a drink like you do, and listening to the neighbor kids screaming, and just pretty much everything I described in the song was going on around me. And it just, came to be that way. I just started scribbling and, drunkenly singing a melody. And next thing you know, I bring the song in its bare bones to the musicians in the band, and they turned it into what it is. And it became the title track of our first record.
December midnight and the moonlight set me reeling. But I goes to work out on the street, the cars boys were stealing. Their father came home drunk again and the neighbor kids are screaming. And I wish that you were here with me, I knew I must be dreaming. Cast your regrets unto the open sea. Curse of our fathers unto me, boys. Curse of our fathers unto me. Well, I closed my eyes and turned away and heard the sirens wailing. I dreamt of all those better days we lost the world out sailing. But a curse had been bestowed on me and the life that I've been living. Tell them the pain and bring the end would surely be forgiven. Cast your regrets to the open sea. Curse of our fathers unto me, boys. Curse of our fathers unto me. Turn up! I hear the fields are calling to roam on the horizon and to see the sky a falling. Denial never felt so good. Keep the whiskey flowing and raise the roof on others' place and sing out till the morning. Cast your regrets unto the open sea. Curse of our fathers unto me, boys. Curse of our fathers unto me. Pass the curse of our fathers unto me, boys. Pass the curse of our fathers unto me.
Me and some old friends of mine just really were getting into Irish music, and this would have been in the mid-90s. And we just kind of gradually would just get drunk and get our guitar playing friends and just start playing songs. And then we decided to actually form a band out of it. And we were down the bar doing what we do. And we meet this crazy...
I hopped up on the bar, and I was playing
like, we need violin, and here's all of a sudden, here in the bar just has a violin player jumping on a table, drinking whiskey. About on 2 days later is, we'll just say in the Irish tradition and also my life's tradition, that relationship stuff doesn't always go well. And it's a sad reality when you realize you're the one at fault. And that song is based out of waking up 2 days after everything's fallen apart, gone through a bottle or so of whiskey, and coming to terms with the reality of the situation that you're in.
As all the masters of science have shown a great light on us all, I envy the path of your shadow that offers a wondrous call, where promises lead us to ruin. A kiss can drive you to your grave, and we leap off the edge of tomorrow and sink to the depths of today. And as you go to sleep tonight, there's no need for a guiding light. I have got the whole world left to roam, and I'm not coming home. We stand in the quicksand of sorrow. Slowly we're drifting away. A hand should be raised in defiance. Two fingers and nothing to say. This curse can never be lifted. It's a weight we always have worn. So sing the last tune on Titanic and leave them all screaming for more. And as you go to sleep tonight, there's no need for a guiding light. I have got the whole world left to roam, and I'm not coming home. In the distance, we may never know of its name, where wealth is not measured in substance and pleasure's not writhing in pain. Your promise has led me to ruin, your kiss foretold in my grave, and I'll gladly embrace the destruction, and I'll drink the remains of the day. And as you go to sleep tonight, there's no need for a guiding light. I have got the whole world left to roam, and I'm not coming home.
Probably the first strong fiddle song that I wrote the words to, and I think I was just singing the melody, but I know that was Karen. That the melody, the melody part of that song is all Karen.
He's too kind to me. He just brings to the world this beautiful music, and it's about life. His music is about life and Irish culture and rebellion and drinking songs, but love and love lost.
Yeah.
And it just hits you in the gut.
Ghost is.
I love Chad and love his song so much.
Ghost is essentially what the title pretends is kind of being haunted by your past, but at the same time trying not to be ruled by it.
As I'm stumbling my way through another wasted day, I'm losing sight of all I've ever known. Cause it's a losing game I've always played. Never have I found a way. Heed the sirens calling for my home. With every step that I do take across this drunken path I've laid, I never seem to step into the clear. If there's one thing I always knew, every time I think of you, I'd sell my soul for one more pint of beer. And the ghosts of all those long gone days have sang their song and gone away to lead us all out to our graves, but they will never get to me. And through the sickness of the years and all the broken-hearted tears, the sun will rise and set me on my way. The wind had sang lovely tune, the sweet rare old mountain dew, and quickly brought a smile into my face. And I think of all the friends I'll never see again, the lovers I've left along the way. And as I rove across the sea, hope you think the best of me. Now it's whiskey in the jar all night and day. And the ghosts of all those long gone I'll curse the world for all I've ever seen. For across the lands that I have roamed so far away, and on my own I never my way back home to thee. And the ghost of all those long gone days have sang their song and gone away to lead us all out to our graves. But they will never get to me. No, they will never get to me. So won't you come and have a drink with me?
It's another newer one. I guess newer in the sense it's on the most recent record, but I mean, we've been playing it for a while. It's actually called Maybe Someday Outside of Belfast, but it's a lot to type out on a set list. That's another in like traditional Irish writing, a lot of love loss and whatever. And this one is sort of like the empty promises you tell somebody that even you love and are with and love being with, but at the same time, you know that it's kind of doomed for failure at some point.
As summer rolls by, wind and its dry and the leaves descend from the trees, will the world in its wake leave nothing of you and of me? Still I recall, tore through it all like lovers the world's never seen. But the call of adventure was always the calling for me. And as I wander home in the wind and the pouring rain, I still believe the promise we made, and I feel the same. That maybe someday we'll meet again on a far-off day I never will see. 'Cause it never will be. With a chill in the air, we gave not a care for tomorrow, what it would bring, as history's song is one all of us sing. We said no goodbyes, just spoke with our eyes, where the road was such a divide, and the walls they would paint to remind us all who has died. And as I wander home in the wind and the pouring rain, I still believe the promise we made, and I feel the same. That maybe someday we'll meet again on a far-off day I never will see. 'Cause it never will be. bit slower in pace. My hair's turning gray, and so few tomorrows to see. I'll head up the road that leads to Donegal Street and sing out the tune of lovers in June and lies I choose to believe, as the world in its wake left nothing of you and of me. And as I wander home in the wind and the pouring rain, I still believe the promise we made, and I feel the same, that maybe someday we'll meet again on a far off day I never will say. 'Cause it never will be.
Another early one. That's off Curse of Our Fathers as well, and that was written just about another dealing with life's frustration and noticing that you're just sitting at the bar staring off into oblivion and trying to get on with your life, and yet you kind of always still end up there.
Through 1,000 nights of saying grace, like a wish that never comes, or 1,000 dreams of love and loss, and a hope that brings the dawn. There's an old reflection in the glass, the man I've always known, with 50 odd a night it takes to blur the lines I've drawn. Toraloo, Toralay, bet you 50 to 1, it's always the same. Toraloo, Toralay, throwing bottles and dreams in the bed. Well, I stand in the old nightingale, like lovers scarred and torn, standing at Blackwater's side to the peaceful early morn. Well, I felt like Conley in that chair, prepared to meet his end, but without the cause a hero fought to free his home and land. Toraloo, Toralay, bet you 50 to 1, it's always the same. Toraloo, Toralay, throwing bottles and dreams in the bed. Hey! Toraloo, Toralay, bet you 50 to 1, it's always the same. Toraloo, Toralay, throwing bottles and dreams in the bay. Toraloo, Toralay, bet you 50 to 1, it's always the same. Toraloo, Toralay, throwing bottles and dreams in the bay.
Faith of a Felon. James Fenton Lalore was an Irish, I guess, Republican back in the 1800s, I believe. I might have the years wrong. He wrote a pamphlet called Faith of a Felon. This was a call to arms to rise up against the English landlords.
Gather round and hear the sound of the tenants' wailing cries. They starve across the Isle of Grain with death inside their eyes. They have no love for absentees who care not for their home. So it's off to battle goes Lalor, the land he calls his own. So mark the words of the felon boys, raise your glasses high, and sound the pipes for marching men, and Ireland will arise. He sent the word across the land, their rent shall be denied. Refuse the laws of ejection, stand for tenant rise, as none shall starve upon this land, and this I do decree, that none shall own an ounce of land who live across the sea. So mark the words of the felon boys, raise your glasses high, and sound the pipes for marching men, and Ireland will arise. Turn up! The call of Fenian law as James Lalor has died. And though his heart no longer beats, his cause we still do fight. For nowhere in this world of ours should people die in need, while their lands are owned by heartless souls who live across the sea. So mark the words of the felon boys, raise your glasses high, and sound the pipes for marching men, and Ireland will arise. So mark the words of the felon boys, raise your glasses high, and sound the pipes for marching men, and Ireland will arise. Mark the words of the felon boys, raise your glasses high, and sound the pipe for marching men, and Ireland will arise, and Ireland will arise.
It's called A Wayward Lament. I wrote that, I was reading a book of old Irish poetry from like the 1300s or 1400s, and it was an unnamed 2 lines that were scribbled on a wall. And someone had written, who wrote these words, they wrote them well, the same ones that inscribed the gates of hell. And I took that and just let it, well, that and a bottle of Powers, take me to wherever it would take me.
The fires have faded out into the night, and the moon has gently whispered its delight, and it's calling all the old forgotten souls with songs unsung and stories never told. Not long a winding road, nor devil beneath the sea. No fate shall ever lay its claim on me. Sir, I'll have just one more, if you will. Please ignore that I have passed my fill, and we'll sing the glorious song of a long gone age on a tone that lies with many an empty page. Not long a winding roads, nor devil beneath the sea. No fate shall ever lay its claim